I am most excited when the eclipses are coming. Though for many of us, it's frightening. Because when we talk about the eclipses, the solar or the lunar eclipses, the first impression that we get is, oh, there's going to be a hullabaloo around, there's going to be a lot of chaos around, things are going to be changing, there are going to be, the situations change, the rules and regulations of the organizations change. So the eclipses are around our corner on the 1st of September as well as on the 16th of September. The lunar eclipse, which is imminent on 16th of September, and it affects 100% all zodiac signs, because there is a moon element, there's a water element in each one of us. And it's not in any degrees, or 60% of our body consists of water, liquid. And when the lunar eclipse comes, it actually affects 100% by and large everybody. Now, just remember and just analyze that 15 days earlier on the 1st was the solar eclipse, which shook our roots externally. Now imagine the effect it has on our emotions, because lunar eclipse completely directly affects the emotional being in ourselves. The roots are shaken. The policies have changed. Things around you you all have been shaken out of your comfort zone. How do I handle this? The strong handle it, the weak crumble under it. Now what are you, the strong or the weak or the in-between? Now the in-between people are completely confused, they really don't know what is happening with them. So lunar eclipse affects the emotional being in you. And why is it important? It is important because your outer world has been shaken. How you are going to handle this is completely the onus of the internal world inside you. But again, like the solar eclipse is always different and handled differently by men, and the lunar eclipse also is handled differently by men and by women. I don't think I need to speak much about it, because the mood swings, or I would say the complete temper tantrums or introspections or the emotions, they play havoc in a woman's life. See, because her insecurity has already been risen by the solar eclipse. Now lunar eclipse, when it happens, she starts thinking internally. She starts dissecting herself, her heart, her emotions, her mind. And it is like a pendulum. She doesn't, at times she realizes that there are chances that she could have done something to mend the broken relationships, or she could have done something from her side, or she wakes up to the fact that she has done enough and now is the time to heal her internal self. So basically, when the lunar eclipse are hitting the females, it has a very, 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 very strong impact. It's like a wound which is raw. It is like a complete crater that has been created in her heart. And slowly and steadily, she wants to realize this fact, that how should she fill it up. So during the lunar eclipses, it's very important for the females to, I will not say to completely introspect, I would say to see everything from a holistic point of view or from a spiritual point of view. Not to unnecessarily get agonized when her mood swings are bad, when she cannot handle her emotions. She has to make people around her realize that, okay, fine guys, the lunar eclipse is going and I am going to undergo these mood swings and these temper tantrums, so please bear with me. It's very important for her to tell her family around. In fact, if the family is also like-minded and they are aware of the solar and the lunar eclipse, trust me, you will be a much better person. You don't require astrology for it. What you require is just an awareness that solar eclipses is completely shaking my world around, and the lunar eclipse now is helping me balance and be in touch with my own emotions, with my own mood swings, and how do I need to remain calm yet put my point across, to not be aggressive or impulsive, and how do I manage my relationships, or whether I want to manage them also or not. So this is a clear indicator. Lunar eclipse is a clear indicator whether you want to go on with a relationship or not. So the strong survive and the weak just wither away. Either which way, it is a win-win situation. A very strong spiritual phenomena, or in the astrology, what goes around again, I would say, is about the dragon's head and the dragon's tail, which is known as the Rahu and Ketu, very closely affected to the moon's nodes. They're also known as moon's nodes. And lunar energy, everything to do with moon, everything to do with the internal energies or the water element in your body. Rahu, Ketu, they by sem, according to the spiritual astrology, is again the demons, the ghosts, the unnatural things are happening to a person, or you are taken over or possessed by the energies which are negative. This is all a myth. It has got nothing to do with that. You are not taken over by unnatural energies. Basically, you become so introspective, and the people who are weak tend to go so much introvert or within their shell that taking them out becomes a problem. So they are not possessed. They are just weak, and they do require strong people around them to pull them out. That is why during the lunar eclipses or during the solar eclipse, the people who are suffering from mental energies become very aggressive, become very violent. Because the solar energy has sucked up and drained them of the water energy, so they are dehydrated. And the lunar energies are actually bringing storm. So there is a kind of a volcanic surge which wants the emotions that are wanting to flee in the week, but they cannot do that. They cannot give vent to their emotions, thus affecting the brains. A little understanding of this will help you not get angry with the people who are very weak emotionally. You just you need to leave them alone. And for females who know, or we all know ourselves, whether I'm a person who's very strong in my emotions or a strong-minded person, or whether I'm a emotionally weak person. Now, I know for myself that I am emotionally a weak person, but my emotions are the weakest during the lunar eclipse. I do not want people to take advantage of me, so I go out for a holiday and I spend my time either at a spa, or I spend my time by having a lone holiday for myself, thus making me introspective and making me more wiser, rather than getting into the myths that something has possessed me. So even if the moon nodes are very closely affected and associated with the lunar eclipse, yet they've got nothing to do with the ghosts or the demons, especially for people who are spiritual and who believe in being correct.